Hello beautiful people and welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you who don't know me, I go by the name of Atli and my real name is Atlahan. So today I'm recording this video because it's a video that I wish I actually watched before starting my master's program, and I searched and I really couldn't find South African videos where people talked and they shared stories that I could perhaps relate to. And this video is 5 questions that I should ask myself before starting a master's degree. And I know that we are at that stage, at that time of the year where people are applying. They're thinking, what am I doing the next year? Am I furthering my studies? Am I starting, masters and all of that? So before you even make that decision, I hope that you come across this video and actually answer these 5 questions that I think are necessary for you to ask yourself, and also to answer honestly. Like you need to be very honest as you answer these questions for yourself. So the first question is, sorry if you see me looking down, I am actually looking at my laptop and also my notes. So the first question that you should ask yourself is, what are my career goals and how will a master's degree help me achieve them? I know that most people, especially if you are still a student and you have not worked before and you already just want to dive into a master's degree, I think this is a very critical question that you need to ask yourself. What are my career goals and what am I hoping to achieve when I am starting this master's degree? This is the first question that I wish I asked myself, literally, because when I started my master's journey, I had never worked. I was straight from honors and I hopped on the master's program. So basically I could say that perhaps I was not really quite sure with what my career goals are. Now that I actually think about it, I think I had an idea that I want to be a lecturer. I wanted to be in the academic space. That time when I started my master's degree, I thought that I want to be a lecturer. So obviously, if you want to be a lecturer, or if you want to be part of the academic space, or if you want to, start become a researcher, then obviously you would consider having a master's degree if you have not worked in industry before. But however, if you've worked in the industry and you see that there's an area that you want to specialize in and you want to produce new knowledge, perhaps then you can also consider starting a master's degree. But I think it's very important that you know, why are you starting it? What is your career goal, number one? And I think perhaps I got my career goal at that time when I started. I thought that I'm going to be an academic and I'm going to be a lecturer. Perhaps I'm still going to be a lecturer, but I don't know at this point. So you need to ask yourself that question. What are your career goals and what are you hoping to achieve in this master's degree? And perhaps it's a personal desire, or perhaps it could also be a academic interest or goal that you want to achieve. People do master's degrees or postgraduate degrees for different reasons, And then number 2, you need to ask yourself, am I financially prepared for the cost of a master's degree? And I think it's very important for you to have conversations at this point with people that have walked the walk, walked the journey of a master's degree, and actually ask yourself, do I have the finances for this? Because it's not just you sitting in class and writing, if you are doing a coursework and also a thesis. But I'm going to talk from a perspective of having a thesis master's degree only, because there are costs that occur. For example, your transcription fee, your editing fees, and sometimes it's your traveling fees. So I think you need to do research before you sign up for a master's degree, and ask yourself, what type of data collection am I going to use? Speak to other academics, speak to other people that have like I said, that have done a master's degree, and think about the topic that you have chosen. That how will it require me to do data collection? Do I have the necessary funds for it? How am I going to transcribe this data collection? How am I going to pay for my editor? Am I sponsored? Am I paying privately? Have I applied for funding? Do I have NRF? Do I have and if I did apply for this funding, will it be enough for my duration of my studies? Will it cover my living expenses? Will it cover my rent? Will it cover my tuition, my books, my traveling fees? All of those costs, I think you need to be very realistic and also have conversations with people that have walked the walk before. Number 3 is that, do I have time and commitment required for a master's degree? Like I said, that perhaps other people are just deciding to focus on their master's degree, which is great. You have so much time to yourself. But I think this point actually talks to the people that are working and also that want to branch into a master's degree. I know that some people are great at multitasking. Unfortunately for me, I'm just like, what? But do you have the time? And in that time, are you creating the quality work that you want to submit? So I think you really need to be realistic and really look at your day already, even now before you start, that do I have like a 5-hour gap where I can squeeze in some research, some intensive reading and some intensive writing, some critical writing? Because you don't just want to submit work that you like, what, like when a supervisor reads, like, what? So I think you really need to be realistic with yourself. Do I have the time and the commitment for a master's degree? Because it will require a lot of time. It will require a lot of saying no, learning how to say no to certain things. Sometimes you won't even attend family what or whatever. Well, I'm talking on my behalf now, but do you have the time and the commitment? If you're working, be realistic. When you come back from work at 5 o'clock, are you not tired? Do you still have time to okay, let me read an article? Do you still have the mental capacity to read? So I think you really need to be honest with yourself and this conversation. Number 4, have I researched and chosen the right program and institution? I know that for master's degree or perhaps postgraduate, the institution kind of also plays a role on where you do your master's, and I stand to be corrected. However, I have this belief that you follow the supervisor first, and also you follow the institution. So you need to select a supervisor for yourself, or not really select, but to know that there's a supervisor that actually specializes in this area of research that I want to conduct. And which university is it? It also plays a role. I've heard that the university ranking also plays a role in the output of the research, and also where are you going to get hired. So those are the things that you need to ask yourself. That am I in the correct institution? Am I at the correct institution that can help me specialize or conduct good quality research that will be recognized in industry, or that will be so good? I feel like I'm rambling, so I think I should stop this point. But yeah, you get the point. Choose the right supervisor, choose the right institution. Number 5, what is your plan after the master's degree? I feel like that's where I'm at right now. I'm like, I don't think I actually asked myself this question. Well, I did, but then at that time, I had this perception that I'm going to be a lecturer and that I want to be in academic. But things change, interests change and all of those fun stuff. So I think even before you start, ask yourself, I think it ties very well with the first question that you need to ask yourself, that what are my career goals? And obviously, what is your plan after a master's degree? You need to be realistic, because don't spend all of this time, the effort, the pruning, which is great. It's amazing to do a master's degree. It's amazing to be in the academic space, to be stretched, but you need to be realistic. What is your plan after completing your master's degree? I think it will make your life so much easier in terms of your productivity as well, because you know that when I finish, this is what I'm stepping into, or this is what I've actually planned for myself. So yeah, those are the 5 questions that I wish to share on this platform, and I hope that they helped you to make your decision. Don't just start for the sake of starting, because it's great, it's nice to be called a master's student, people honor you and all of those fun stuff, which is not really fun because they don't really know that, hey, you are actually suffering in this time. But yeah, I hope that you really enjoyed this video, and you're going to take these questions and actually write them down for yourself and answer them very honestly. And if all of these questions, when you're answering them, you're really not clear, I would suggest that put a pause in your masters and go look for a job. So yeah, thank you so much for watching my video. I hope that you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up, comment and tell me if this video actually helped you, and please do subscribe and also share this, whether it be with your siblings, your family members that are considering in starting a master's degree. So keep it